Oh yeah, that's that snook I needed. That's yep, that's a nice one too. Ain't a bad one either. What's up guys, it's Chris from One More Cast. So I just put in at Matlacha Community Park. I'm gonna try down here in Matlacha again. Like I said in my last video, I really want to start learning this area, figuring it out a little bit. Just because that tournament's in November, it's like 2 months away, but still I really want to start learning this area. That way I have a few different spots to choose from. Whenever the time comes, I can sit down and pick one of the best options. But I got my kayak over by the kayak launch now, ready to go. It's about 6:20, 6:15, somewhere in there. Sun's about to come up here in a minute. Tide is outgoing right now, but it's only outgoing until about 7:30, and then it's gonna come back in till about 1 o'clock. So definitely have a nice moving tide almost all day, which is gonna be pretty good. But last time I went south. This time I'm gonna go up north toward a place that I've already fished once or twice before. So I'm gonna go up a little bit. I'm just gonna try new areas in that place that I've fished before. So most of the time I'd go over to a flats and hug the west side of it. This time I'm gonna hug the east side of where I normally go. There's a few little islands around there that I'm gonna try out, so hopefully I can find some redfish and some snook around those islands, possibly see some tarpon. Pretty sure we're gonna get into some trout today, so I'm gonna get to the kayak and get up, launched out before the sun comes up. I'm gonna try to get some topwater bite and troll for a nice trout possibly. I'll see you guys soon. Oh my God. That was a nice fish right there. That was a nice fish. Had some weight onto him. Feels like a trout, maybe. Yeah, it's coming on the surface like a trout. Yeah, a little trout. Alright. So, first fish of the day, little guy. I'm not gonna bother putting him on the board just because he's so little. That little guy, right there. Nice little trout. Go ahead and let him go. Alright, so what I did was I switched to I had a 4-inch on this morning. And I've noticed this pattern quite a bit. Is I'm putting the 4-inch on because I'm seeing bigger bait anytime so the 4-inch is working over in, you know, Ponce and over in Boca. The 4-inch is working, but every time I come over to Matlacha, the past couple times, the 3-inch is the one working. The 4-inch seems to be too big. Now I'm seeing a lot of fry bait over here, a lot of smaller bait over here, versus over in Boca I'm seeing pretty big greenbacks, pretty big pinfish. I'm seeing pretty big bait over in Boca, so that could be the reason why. Now if you put a 4-inch paddle tail in front of a snook, he's definitely going to eat it. So last time I was down here I did catch the snook on the 4-inch paddle tail, but for the trout and possibly even the redfish, they're probably still going after that 3-inch profile. So let's see, so this at the mangroves right here. I think the tide's slack right now. It's not really moving. Oh. There we go. I think it's a snapper. Is that a trout? Oh, look at that. Got myself a little rat red. Nice. Look at that. I wasn't expecting that. Look at this guy. All right. So I got this little guy on the power prawn. Right there. Nice little rat red. Perfect hook set. I've never really been too much of a shrimp guy using these artificial shrimps, but I started using these things and I've caught in Goliath grouper on these, caught some big snook on them, I've caught in redfish on them, trout, but that's a beautiful little rat red right there. We're gonna see if we can get another one, maybe a bigger one. All I did was throw out this mangrove right here, just popping it off. Maybe a little trout. Yeah, definitely a trout. Alright, so I know it's of size. Not best size, but it is of size, so. Handle him as if I'm in a tournament right now. Alright, so he threw the Z-Man already. Okay, so just like we're in a tournament. So, okay, so I caught him on that Z-Man. This is the 3-inch minnow Z. That's a Slam Shady color. It's one of my, it is one of my favorite colors. It does work. Okay, so we're gonna. It's a nice little trout. Okay, so he's maybe just barely 15. So I'm not gonna put him on a scale. So we're gonna go ahead and let him go. And I seen these bait pods. I was just saying to myself too, like, I can't believe I haven't caught anything out of these bait pods. So he was small. I didn't want to take time and put him on the board. If I was in a tournament situation, I probably would, just to make sure, but I don't think he's 15. He's maybe just barely 15. And honestly, out of the fish, this guy's pulling a little different. I think it's a trout still though. Oh, it's a nicer trout. This one's a little bit bigger. Oh, he threw the hook. All right, that one's definitely a lot bigger. I have to check my drag. Yeah, loosen it up a little bit. May have put too much pressure on his mouth. The thing about trout is they got really soft mouths. So that's why I usually fight with a little bit lighter drag. That was definitely a nicer trout than the one I just caught. Oh, look at this guy. A mangrove snapper. So I seen this oyster bed over here. I figured I'd give it a try. That was my first cast on there. Got that mangrove snapper. I'm hooked up. Don't know what it is yet. Oh, really? Look at this guy. So I caught a snapper, caught redfish on this guy, snapper, now this grouper. Okay, spines down. Look at this guy, little grouper. It's a beautiful fish. Tell you, man, this thing, I've caught a lot of different things on it. I've gone to
Oh yeah, that's that snook I needed. That's yep, that's a nice one too. Ain't a bad one either. Oh yeah, he's gonna take me for a ride. Yeah, he's gonna take me for a ride. Yeah, he's taking me in the jungle, but I got my snook. Yeah, I watch him come out and eat it. Woo, that was fun. Now that was fun. Get myself out of these bushes. I knew he was under there. I knew it. Oh, all right. Get this back where it goes. Get that back where it goes. All right, look at that. That's that jerk shad right there in his mouth. Right there. Yeah. That Z-Man jerk shad, man. It's my go-to for snook. Get him out. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's get this hook out. Okay. I'm gonna revive him a little bit. I'm gonna measure him. All right, there you go. I'm doing that. Get my board out. All right. So I don't think he's quite 28. But we're gonna see real quick. No, not 28. So 26 and a half. 2 inches away from a keeper size, but I mean, it's a good fish though. Nice, healthy fish right there, man. Whew. All right, go. Get ready to get him released. All right, that's all I needed for that slam right there. There we go. That's all I need for that slam. That's a nice one too. I'm not gonna complain at that. All right, you ready to go, bud? There it goes. Nice. Whew. Well, this right here, I just said to myself too, I'm like, if I'm gonna get a snook, I just need to get underneath the bushes. I need to get this jerk shad. This jerk shad, I know I can get under there nice. I'm gonna have to cut and retie real quick, but all that is a 4.0 Mustad grip pin, 1/8 ounce. Yeah, Mustad grip pin, 1/8 ounce weight. It's weedless. These Z-Mans, they stay on them, they don't come off. I mean, I've had this one rigged on here for quite a while, so I'm gonna get this retied and start working my way back. I mean, I think I'm happy for today now. I got that slam, got the little redfish. The past few times I've been out in Matlacha, kind of been, you know, I've caught some decent fish, but I haven't been really been able to get all 3 species. So started out a little rough, but it's starting to turn around. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. I'm on my way back to the kayak launch now. It's like about 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes of a paddle, if that. But today started out really slow. I mean, put new inline hooks on my top water. You know, was hoping to get some top water bite. Didn't get anything on top water at all. I seen some schooling mullet, so I was throwing inside the mullet, because I mean, mullet used to trick me and make me think that they were actual predator fish. But then once I realized, okay, I could tell that's mullet now, at one point I'd see it, like, oh, that's just mullet, and I'd go buy it. Well, then I started to fish the mullet, and some of my biggest fish, I mean, my biggest snook, I caught out of a school of mullet, and it was 37-inch snook. I caught it out of a school of mullet on a Miradine. I mean, some of my biggest redfish I've caught by throwing into a school of mullet. So now I actually throw into a school of mullet. Well, I threw into that school of mullet, nothing. I mean, and I did miss something nice on the jerk shad. I started throwing the jerk shad and I did miss something nice on it. But I also, you know, I tried a couple new baits today. And finally I just decided to go right back to what I do over in Boca. Now here in Boca, or even the Charlotte Harbor, I mean, if I go, which I know this all connects, but if I put in at Ponce, once I get so far down, the amount of seagrass there is crazy. There's seagrass everywhere. I mean, it's everywhere. And then same with Boca. You put in and you've got seagrass and potholes just everywhere. So, I mean, I feel like it makes it, that's what I'm used to fishing, is all those seagrass, all that seagrass and all those potholes. Over here, there's like no seagrass at all. I mean, there is seagrass, but it's not like it is where I normally fish. So I'm definitely having to take more time and learn this area, learn how to fish this area a little bit differently than what I'm used to. And it's really, I mean, today it started out slow and it ended up being a really good day. I mean, I put that shrimp on, that power prawn on, and boom, I ended up catching that little red. I caught a little trout, caught that catfish at the beginning of the day, which I thought right there was a bad omen. But, you know, I kept on fishing, caught a bigger trout, and then caught that snapper and some grouper. Caught that little gag grouper all on this little shrimp right here, man. So power prawn, it's a really good shrimp. I like it a lot. But I mean, and I caught the trout on the Slam Shady color, the Z-Man Minnow Z, the 3-incher. I mean, I throw that all year round pretty much. I'll throw the 4-inch. Like over in Boca right now, I can throw the 4-inch and just slay on the 4-inch. But over here, for some reason, I put the 4-inch on and it's not really doing too well over here. So I throw a 3-inch on and I start catching fish. But I mean, that beer run color though, that is my favorite color. I mean, even at one point today, you know, I took off the Slam Shady because it got bit by a puffer fish, and I put on a green lantern color, and that used to be my go-to. I used to love that bait, and I still keep it on me because I will throw it from time to time. But ever since last year when I started throwing that beer run, I mean, that's my go-to color right there. It's got that gold on the bottom. I mean, I got it tied on both of my poles because I throw on the jerk shad version right there. That's it. I mean, that's it. It's like this pearl white top with some gold flakes in the bottom, and it's kind of clear on the bottom with some gold flakes. And I actually just realized it was 4 months after I started even throwing this color, one of my kids told me, like, Dad, it's glowing in the dark. I'm like, it's glowing in the dark? And I guess it does. It glows in the dark. So I think once it's sitting out in the daylight and you throw it down into water where it's a little bit darker, it does give off a little glowing hint. So I mean, that's just my color I go to. I love that color. You know, I love that jerk shad that Z-Man makes. I love that paddle tail that Z-Man makes. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I mean, nothing beats it because it's so durable and it's got a lot of action. But I'm gonna get out of here. That last snook I caught, I mean, that did it for me. That made my day. I ended up catching, it's my first slam out in Matlacha, so I'm really, really happy about that. And you know, I'm gonna get the kayak loaded up, and I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know you get notified every time I post a new video. And remember, guys, it's always time for more casts.